Oh, look at this. ED, not erectile dysfunction, searches Bengaluru offices of Soros Foundation and entities linked to it. So this is from New Delhi, the Enforcement Directorate. So that's what ED stands for in India. On Tuesday conducted, and this is March 19th, on Tuesday conducted extensive searches on open society foundations promoted by U.S. billionaire, currency speculator, and hedge fund operator George Soros, who has been accused by BJP of acting against India's interests. The raids in Bengaluru at OSF and linked entities were the fallout of an inquiry into FDI sourced by OSF in violation of Foreign Exchange Market Act guidelines. Sources said Open Society Institute U.S. had been put under prior reference category by the Home Ministry since 2016 due to allegedly undesirable activities. So OSI is required to secure prior sanction from the ministry to send funds to FCRA registered organizations in India. What the hell? Is this the same story? Coincides with heat Soros facing back home. What heat? Sources said investigation found Soros Economic Development Fund, OSI Social Impact Investment Arm, provided funds to 3 Indian companies: Rootbridge Services, Rootbridge Academy, and ASAR Social Impact Advisories. These companies received approximately R crore for SEDF between 2020 and 2021. SEDF funds to RSPL were through compulsory convertible preference shares, blah, 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 blah. All right, so like, what's he actually facing? All right, so I mean, I think with India is like a go whichever direction the wind is blown type of place, because they started being a little hostile towards us under Biden, like leaning more towards the BRICS stuff. But if they're given the green light for their FBI to go after Soros foundations, basically, then maybe India's coming back around. Because I remember they were doing mostly what we wanted them to do during Trump's last presidency, but then started to kind of do the opposite of that during Biden. So I think that they're totally willing to do what we want them to do if they feel like that is in their best interest. So I don't know where this is going to lead. I don't even know what they're talking about with other Soros backlash. Let's see. George Soros news. Oh, 14 minutes ago. Look at this. Bulk of RS 300 crore from Soros Fund went to 12 Indian entities from the ED. ED investigators tracking the RS 300 crore dispersed by George Soros foundations have found the bulk of the money donated to controversial billionaire hedge fund with 12 entities. Government and investigating agencies were not aware of their largest by Soros foundations until ED came across evidence of its disbursement during the searches carried out on the premises of 3 companies in Bengaluru. These funds routed to different civil rights organizations and think tanks in India by allegedly bypassing their home ministry's mandatory permission required under the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. According to ED's preliminary findings, the probe found that funds were routed from Soros Open Society Institute, which had set up a Spada investment company in Mortgage for this purpose. Later, an entity, a Spada investment, was set up. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So, I mean, the same thing he's done his entire life. Like, now somebody's just finally looking into it. And I wonder why they're looking into it. Like, that's the interesting question. Like, how many countries is Open Society in? Let's see. Open Society locations. New York, Berlin, London, Brussels, Washington, as well as regional offices, Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Middle East. Doesn't say Europe. That's weird. Or excuse me, India. Why doesn't it say India if India was the one giving them problems? Weird. So I don't know what that's all about just yet, but like I said, the interesting thing is that, like, it's nothing new that Soros is doing right now or what he's gotten caught for. Nothing new. It's stuff that people have known about for decades. But why India and why now? So don't know. Can only speculate, but let me know what you think, and we'll keep an eye on that one because before 14 minutes ago, this is like a 3-week-old story where nothing's coming out about it. The unholy alliance behind cop killers, parole, ex-cons, George Soros, and 2 New York governors. Should we click on that? All right, Soros rabbit hole, because this just came out. Convicted cop killer should never walk free, but New York's soft and crime parole board is poised to release 44th such monsters in 17 for this injustice. You can blame mayoral wannabe Andrew Cuomo and his criminal coddling successor, Kathy Governor Hochul. Also to blame is a network of George Soros-funded crime advocacy groups called the Decarceration Industry Complex, putting constant pressure on Albany lawmakers. One of these groups releasing aging people in prison is run by a man who himself out of prison after parole being convicted of an attempted murder of a New York Police Department sergeant. The parole reform agenda in Albany is driven largely by ex-cons bankrolled by extreme leftists. Later this month, cop killer Dave McClary will go before the state parole board. Blah, blah, blah. So, you know who had a really interesting take on this is Ken Paxton from Texas. He was saying how in Texas, the way that things are structured, that there's really nobody that answers to the attorney general. The attorney general. And like, especially for each county or each district, like you literally have to have a whole congressional hearing and make a case in front of the state Congress to get the attorney generals in trouble or taken now or, have them held accountable. So they really don't answer to anybody. So it was a smart way for Soros to go about this to like focus on getting attorney generals elected because like they really are like the linchpin of law and order and like the way that our system's set up, and they aren't really accountable to anybody. So if you have a bad attorney general, bad governor, then you could basically do anything in that state if it's Soros backed.